Now, Extreme Rules is coming to the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia next Sunday. Right now, WWE is offering 2-for-1 ticket deals for the pay-per-view that end today, July 7th. And we'll see if they extend the offer beyond this weekend. I've gotten messages from people saying that WWE is offering similar ticket deals for live events in Utica, New York. They had a show in Utica yesterday. Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania tonight. And I would love to hear from anybody in that city who can tell me, please, once and for all, what is the proper pronunciation of that name? Because I've heard it so many different ways. It is ridiculous. There has to be somebody who lives there who can finally give me the answer I'm looking. Because I've heard Wilkes-Barre, I've heard Wilkes-Barre. So which is it? Animal or fruit? Which is the correct pronunciation? Or maybe they're both right. I mean, some people who live there may have different answers for the question. You might get a different answer from different people who live there. But if somebody's listening and knows the answer, please let me know. But that's a lot of ticket discounting. They've got to try to fill those seats somehow. So they're going to offer 2-for-1 ticket deals. They're going to try little tricks to get people to come to the shows. And it's sad, even with The Undertaker now for the last 2 weeks being promoted as a big attraction at this pay-per-view, him and Roman Reigns being a tag team for the very first time, they're still struggling to move tickets to that show. When I checked the site on Friday, I could get floor seats in the second row. One ticket, $570. Now, you can kiss my ass with that. I ain't paying $570 to sit front row at Extreme Rules, or second row, whatever it is, but if you've got the money to burn, hey, there you go. I did hear from one listener after I tweeted about this who thanked me because he was able to score 2 floor seats for under $300. I assume that's under $300 total for 2 floor seats. So, hey, happy to serve. And to show that it isn't just WWE struggling to move tickets these days, Ring of Honor seems to be having a bitch of a time filling seats for its return to the Hammerstein Ballroom in 2 weeks. The way things are going, this could be the very last time we see them inside Hammerstein for the foreseeable future. I know that's not a cheap venue for them to rent, but one sign is the promotion's Final Battle show. Final Battle is sort of their big climax each December. Traditionally, Final Battle is at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York. It will not be this year. It's been at the Hammerstein each of the last 3 years. In fact, with the exception of their show in 2015, which was in Philly, Final Battle has taken place in New York City pretty much every other year, dating back all the way to 2005. That was the year John Cena won his very first world title, just to put some context on how long ago that was. So for Final Battle this year, instead they've booked a venue in Baltimore, which is where the company is now based. That's a sign. That is a sign. And not a good one. Now, I'm going to be at the Hammerstein show in 2 weeks. That's their Manhattan Mayhem show. I think it's a TV taping. So I'll be able to see in person what the attendance is like. They have totally, from what I saw in the graphic on the Ticketmaster page, they have totally closed out the balcony except for this one row that has, it's like 9 seats in this one row in the entire balcony that are listed as verified resale tickets that appear to be available to buy, I guess, if you want it. So if you want to rent out an entire row with your friends, you can go ahead and do that. You could have the whole balcony to yourselves probably. I'm assuming, though, they're closing the balcony off to force people to buy tickets down below to make it look more full because it is a TV taping. But Ring of Honor seems to have peaked, honestly, with this MSG show that they had back in April. They did not build any goodwill at all for themselves coming out of that Madison Square Garden show. Now, people seem to be happy generally with what they got out of the New Japan matches. And I was at that show as well, and I was not impressed by what I saw from the Ring of Honor end of things that night. And there's a lot of people who are very cold to the idea of Matt Taven being the champion. They didn't put the belt on Marty Scurll or someone else, and so they really did not build a whole lot of goodwill with their audience coming out of that MSG show. And I don't think that they really have fully recovered from it yet. Although they did sell out the ECW arena. They did sell out the 2300 arena for their show in Philadelphia last week. I do want to mention that. I don't know what the capacity of that building is. I don't think it's a terribly big building. But it's going to take more than one show to quiet a lot of the chatter that is out there about the company right now. And unfortunately for them, it ain't good.